Hi, and welcome to Starsmith. I'm the designer, Catherine Croft, and this was made in collaboration with my company, Cat Lily Games. We believe in using games to transform STEM education. So this is the basic setup. This is if you play in Tabletop Simulator, which is the online version available with Steam, or there's a print and play available that you could also print out your own parts and play that way. So either way, this is the same rules setup, and I thought I would explain it using Tabletop Simulator for you. So there is a rules booklet in either print version or Tabletop Simulator version. So if we look at it more closely, it has 12 pages listing setup, strategies, turn play, how to win, everything like that. I'm just going to go over the basic major points here in this short video. And you would just go through the pages by clicking the arrows here. And before we get started, I just wanted to thank some people. So the credits are in here in the rules booklet. This is my name, Catherine Croft, and my team from Cat Lily. And I also wanted to thank my original co-founder of the company, John Nardalili. And we're both teachers who are passionate about using games to transform education, and he's a big inspiration for this game. So here's the setup. The premise is you are constellations competing over elements in the galaxy to build your own stars. So the player mats are shown here. There's 4 of them. You can play from 2 to 4 players, and each one has a backstory and a special power. So there's Orion, Virgo, Ursa Major, and Cassiopeia, 2 females, 2 males. So the middle is the galaxy, and that's what we're all dueling over in a non-violent fashion to build our own stars. So to win, you would have to start building your star here. So you start with a number 1, and you go all the way to 10. So I start building my star by locking in a 1, then I could lock in a 2 if I had one, I could lock in a 3 if I had one, and normally they go on top of each other. And I would go all the way to 10. And the first person to get 10, which is neon, into their star wins the game. So how are we going to do that? So let me show you. So each player mat explains all the things that you can do. So I'm Virgo. I'm from the Zodiac family, and my power is purity because Virgo is known as the Virgin. So in my special power, I get to choose a prime number from the galaxy because prime numbers are pure and that they can't be divided by 2 separate numbers. There's also, it shows the action. So on every turn, you have 2 possible actions, and you must choose one. You either roll dice, or you perform something called fusion or fission with the cards in your hand, and that's called the nebula. There's also 3 possible options you can use on your turn whenever you want on your turn. So let's go through them one by one. So, if it's my turn, I can either roll the dice to capture cards from the galaxy, or I can perform fusion or fission. So rolling, these are 2 galaxy dice, and everybody shares them. They get passed around the table. So let me roll these. It's an R in Tabletop Simulator. I got a 7 and a 5. So that means I can either take from the middle a 7, which is not there. I can take a 5, which is there. I could also perform math to capture other things. So 7 minus 5 is 2, so I can get that 2. 7 plus 5 is 12, which isn't there, and it won't be there because the highest number in the game is 10. So I can only capture these 2, and there's a maximum number of 3 that you can capture on a turn. So if I didn't do that, my other option is to perform fusion or fission with the nebula. So this is my nebula, the cards in my hand. So nebulas are actually like bodies of gas where stars are born. They're like star nurseries. So I can, let's pretend that I really want a really want that 1, so I can start building my star. I could take my 3 and perform fission, discard the 3, and get the 1 and the 2. Because 2 plus 1 makes 3. So I've split my 3 into a 2 and a 1. And if I did that, then I could immediately put my 1 into my star, and I could also lock in my 2 immediately. So that's one thing I could do. Another thing I could do, the opposite of that, is fusion, and I think I put the cards back. So if I really want that 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, so I can discard my 2 and discard my 3 and get this 5. Alright, so that's fusion or fission. So looking again, you can roll the dice, or you can do some mathematical manipulation with your nebula to do fusion or fission. Now, other basic thing, options. I can do any of these options on my turn whenever I want on my turn, but only one of each. So first one is a power. I can use a power, either one of my power cards or my special power. So everybody has these same 3 power cards. There's Eclipse, which I can steal from someone else. There's Aurora, which means that starting with me, everyone gets to exchange a card with the galaxy to get something better, hopefully. And then there's Supernova, which means that if I don't like anything that's out there in the galaxy, I can reset it, basically, and take those 6, discard them, and redeal out 6 brand new ones. So once I decide to play one, let's say I did Supernova, I put it in front of me, and in Tabletop Simulator, you can actually push this button. And then redeal and flip over the new cards. And I'm going to turn them so I can see them. And here's an event card, which I'll point out in a minute. Another thing, the powers. So I can use one of my power cards, or I can use my special power, and my number is Purity, the prime number. So if I want to use my own power, instead of using a power card, I could just get rid of something I don't want, and I get to use my power. So I get to pick a prime number. I'm going to pick that 1. And then I get it for me. Okay, so other things you could do, I can trade in 2 of a kind for a use power. So if I wanted to get my Supernova back, and let's pretend I had, it's going to mess things around here. Well, let's pretend I had like 2 2s. Then I could take both of my 2s, discard them, and get my use power back. Same thing with the third option. I can trade in 3 of a kind for an extra die. So say I had 3 2s, I would get rid of all of them and take this die from the bag. And then this is my special die just for me. And it's permanently mine. I can always, on my turn from now on, use 3 dice instead of 2. And this is really powerful because now I can do math using 3 combinations instead of 2. Okay, but you can only add or subtract 2 dice at a time, but I can pick from any of the 3. Okay, so those are the basic elements. The only last thing to show you are these event cards. So there are 6 event cards hidden in the deck. So there's 50 number elements cards. And then there's 6 event cards. So 56 cards total in the deck. And these are just promoting player interaction and spicing up the game a little bit. So Solstice means that everybody rolls a die. The highest roller gets to pick one from the galaxy. But there's other ones like Comet or Asteroid where you would pass half of your nebula to the right or the left. Or you would have something called Black Hole where everyone's nebula gets sucked up and then redistributed evenly to everybody else. So those are the event cards, and remember, this you can use whatever strategies you want. Powers, stealing, rolling, fusion or fission. There's a number of player choices for you to be the first player to reach number 10 in your star, and then you're the winner. So thanks a lot, and if you have any questions, please email me for any feedback or comments or anything. My name is Catherine, CATHERINE, and that's at catlily.com. And let me show you, there is a note in the rule book about the science. There's a lot of science actually put into this game that is meant to sneak in learning so that primarily it's fun, but teachers can use it to teach key concepts from chemistry using this game if they choose. And we are fully dedicated to using games to transform STEM education, so the rules booklet also shows various other games we have made for various other ages. So if you have time, please take a look at our website, which is www.catlily.com. Thank you so much.